I'm Jason Hoffman. My goal is to help you have the confidence to just press go live. The folks over at Mevo have released a beta test version of the Mevo Multicam software, available through Test Flight on the iOS system of devices, available elsewhere on the Android as well, not in your regular App Store or Google Play Store, but it is available to anyone who would like to load it on their device and test this set of features in the Multicam app. The big one they're hoping folks will test, and the one that they're focusing on right now in this version of beta software for Multicam, is the addition of NDI inputs. Now, NDI is a technology that allows devices to be discovered across a network. Cameras, computers, those kinds of devices that allow us to have different kinds of inputs into our Multicam software. Great addition by the Mevo folks of getting us more features into Multicam. I do need to tell you though, this is a Mevo Pro subscription kind of service. So if you're not subscribed to the Mevo Pro part of Multicam, then this is not going to be available to you. But if you're already a Mevo Pro subscriber, say you use Mevo Pro because you multi-stream to different platforms all at the same time. Maybe you used it because you like the Mevo Go part of the Mevo Pro subscription to bring in your cell phone cameras. Well, this is another addition. This is going to allow NDI cameras to be put into your stream. And the way it works for me at my church is I have a Zowie NDI PTZ camera that has a 20x zoom built in. So I'm able to mount this camera at the very back of my church, unobstructed view at the front, and zoom in to any part of what's happening on the platform. This camera is networked via Ethernet into the network that I have there in the sanctuary, and the Multicam software, because of this new addition, will pick up that camera as an input. Now, there are some features that are not yet ready for prime time. It is a beta test. You might not want to rely on using this software for your very important streams. But let me tell you this, I've been testing this software for a little over a month now, maybe a couple of months now, and I've been using it as my regular Sunday morning streaming software for 5 or 6 weeks. And it has performed without a hitch. We don't have PTZ control built into the Multicam app yet for the NDI cameras, but there is a workaround there, and I'll show you what that is in just a moment. Finding this camera in your Multicam software is very simple. Just like you do any other, hit the blue plus, and then when that screen pops up, you're going to have the option at the very bottom under the Mevo Pro section of adding an NDI input. That camera will show up if it's on the network, and you'll have access to it. The way I have streaming set up at my church is this Zowie PTZ cam here at the back of the church, and then I have a Mevo camera mounted on each side at the front to give me that side shot for the platform, so I can pick up anything that happens throughout the service. Now, granted, the NDI has become the main camera that I use for most of my service, but having a 3-camera system allows me to reset that shot from the PTZ cam by going to a side shot, and then my pans and zooms aren't what the audience, the at-home audience, sees, and it allows a much smoother transition between camera shots because I have Mevo and this NDI cam all set up and running through Multicam. Leave me a comment. Is NDI as an input valuable to you in your Mevo Multicam live streams? For those of you who do sports streaming, the benefit here is, especially if you're doing basketball or volleyball, being able to get up higher in the gym. Usually there's some windows up high in those gyms that are constructed. Otherwise, a gym is a wonderful blocker of cell phone signals. So if we're trying to use a cellular signal to stream from a gym, we need to be up high, at least with our router, and being able to move our equipment up there as well, but still be able to punch into the action that's happening on the floor. Having a PTZ cam that has a good optical zoom is going to be very beneficial to you in your sports live streams. Of course, baseball, football, those outdoor venues are going to benefit greatly from it as well. because at your normal setup, you can punch in so much farther with that optical zoom a PTZ cam is usually going to offer you. And now here is the great benefit of being able to have a PTZ cam mounted at the back of your facility, but to be able to use it with your Multicam software. So I have my side view shots here in the bottom two cameras. The top right camera is just one that I use for sound input. I don't ever really use that shot. But the top left is my NDI camera, and I do have the ability to PTZ control through this piece of software. I'll tell you what that is in just a minute. So I have presets there, and it will allow me then to take from this all the way zoomed out view preset, and I can begin to zoom into what's happening on the platform. This is going to give me a platform-wide shot of everything that's happening, and then I can go ahead and zoom into things that are going on, so that if things are happening in the center of what's happening of the platform. Using an NDI camera is going to allow me to have really good far-reaching zoom all the way in to what's happening on the platform on a given Sunday. So the software I'm using in addition to the Multicam software in controlling this NDI camera until they get their PTZ control native in the app is Pan Tilt Zoom. It's a download, and it does require that I go in and find the IP address of this camera and input it to this software. I do also have manual control of what's going on there. Now I run a higher latency in Multicam than a lot of folks do, so there's a little bit of a lag there. If I would lower the latency, it would probably be a little bit better.